to another episode of Unfiltered Romance Nights. We are your hosts, Kolleen.
And I'm Marjorie. Tonight we have social media book influencer Eliza as our special guest. Thank you so much for joining us and going to be sharing your social media journey. So let's get started into getting to know you as a reader.
Great. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
Of course.
You're our book bestie.
That's right.
So let's start with your reading and what would you say is your favorite types of books to read?
Oh, geez. I would say it varies. I go through I'm very much a mood reader, but I would say at the core of it, I like romance books. I like all types of romance books that have happy ever after.
Yeah.
Or happy for now. Pre like my book talk journey, I was very into like what everybody was into. I was into the Divergent series, and I did 50 Shades of Grey, and obviously I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, Hunger Games, that sort of thing. So a lot of like YA stuff. And then I found book talk and really got into spicy romance. I also used to read a lot of like Elin Hildebrand, like what I call like beach reads, like kind of like more closed door romance books as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you dove into the dark romance world.
Yeah. So like my journey into like book talk, if you will, or just more like reading. So I, like most people, read a lot when I was a little bit younger, and then I had my son, and reading wasn't as easy to get to because there was like so much other things when they're that small. And the pandemic really started me getting back into reading, and it started with audiobooks actually, because my husband and I would both go on like individually, not together, like 3.5 mile, 4 mile walks. Like that was our way to get out of the house and not be near anybody else.
Right.
So I started listening to podcasts, and I quickly went into audiobooks from there. And then I realized I needed to find more things to listen to. And I joined TikTok I would say like the summer of 2020. And when you join TikTok, it asks you your interests or whatever. I'm pretty sure I put books in there. I always put books in whatever. Yeah, I join. Even like before I became a big book person. And so like I started getting like those initial recommendations you get when you join and you haven't really, trained your algorithm. And so I started, I think the first audiobooks I found after I joined Book Talk would be the Zodiac Academy ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that really like got me into it, like dived into it. And then I would say, and probably the winter of 2020 to 2021 is when I started actually reading physical books or books on my Kindle. And that's where I really just like got into it and went crazy.
Okay, so what are your 3 favorite tropes then?
Oh my goodness, 3 favorite tropes. Does Why Choose count as a trope? I never know if it counts as a trope.
Is it like a subgenre, or is that a genre? I don't know. It could be whatever you want it to be.
Okay. I enjoy Enemies to Lovers.
Yes.
Second Chance. I'm actually a big fan of Second Chance. And if Why Choose counts, I'll say Why Choose. But if not, I'll do, let's see, Bully. We'll go with Bully.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like Enemies to Lovers is very popular. and
It is.
bully. Yeah.
And usually enemies to lovers and bully go hand in hand. So I don't know what that says about me, but
I think that's how we all met, was on PH Nix's team, right? For the
I think
most
so.
part, I think.
yeah, I think
And-
so. Yeah.
And that was it. It was the bully. It was the white shoes. I mean, I think the three of us, we dove in head first.
Yeah.
I love that series so much. And Nix is she's a fabulous writer.
Yeah.
I still need to finish that.
Girl.
I know. I just haven't been in the mood for white shoes lately.
I know.
So.
Either you're in or you're out. It's like you get in these moods where you want to read a certain type of book. And then when you're done, you're like, nah, I need something else.
Yeah.
I know.
I feel like if I read too many just like MFs, I'm like, nope, I need a Y choose. Like we've gone too many books with an MF. And I'm actually on, I think, my third in a row with an MF. And like I'm supposed to read another arc, and I think I'm going to do something completely different next because I just need to switch it up because the last couple of books haven't been it for me.
Just haven't been hitting.
No.
Yeah. I think I'm like just mafia right now, which is I enjoy.
Don't get tired of it though.
I don't get tired of it, so I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Now, who would you say are your go-to authors that no matter what it is, you're going to sign up for an ARC? And for those who don't know, an ARC is an advanced reader copy of a book. So who would you say, no matter what you're signing up, you're in?
It's a good question. There's probably a handful.
Okay.
I'll say Tia Louise. And so Tia Louise actually is not, she's a small town. She's typically like small town, lighter romance. But the reason I like her so much is that it's always like some romantic suspense / a little darkness going on, not in the relationship, but in the story itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So every book I've read of hers, I've loved. I'm also on her team. L.A. Farrow, same thing.
Yes.
Every book she writes, I love her romantic suspense. Because I love trying to figure out what's going to happen. And like most of the time I have no idea. And I'm like, wait, that's what it is? Like she totally like tricked me there. So I say I'll always sign up for hers. Trying to think of who else that I always sign up for. I used to sign up for so many arcs and I got burnt out. So I'm signing. Now I feel like I need to go look at my thing. Who else do I read a lot of? Marjorie, who do I read of? You know.
Oh,
Lola.
who do you post? Oh, darn it.
Lola King, you do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. How can I forget Lola? Lola King. If she writes it, I will read it. Like 100%. Love her stuff as well.
So I would say we're going to be interviewing her.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so jealous. I love her so much. So, yeah, those three kind of, like, that's like for everything, right? That's your dark romance person. That's Lola. Your small town, more sweet romance, that's Tia Louise. And then your romantic suspense is L.A. Farrow. I would say those three. I love
that.
Yeah.
Don't you read Billionaires?
Billionaires, I would say Lauren Asher, probably.
Yeah. So I love that you gave us examples of like, you're not just a one-shop reader. You like a little bit of everything. That's good.
I do. Because I'm very moody when it comes to my reading. And in life, probably.
I get it.
I mean, like before I would, like you said, I used to sign up for ARCs and now I'm like, I don't want to sign up for any ARCs anymore of the time because I've switched to being a mood reader. So it's hard when you have an ARC.
I have one more to add to the list that I didn't think about. Abby Millsaps. I recently read her Boys of Lake Chapel series. So this is why I choose sports, college. And I'm obsessed with her writing. And so if she writes it, I will read it now. She's also on that list.
I know I have to read it. I have it. I think thanks to Eliza and you, Marjorie. I still have
I haven't
to read.
finished it.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you both got it from me a long time ago. This
Oh,
series, physicals. Yeah. I got to get to it. Hmm.
it just means you have to read it.
I know. We get my
Okay.
life together.
So you mentioned that, like you used to sign up for everybody's arc. Has this allowed you to form a more personal connection with the authors?
Some, yeah, absolutely. Some. I'm not like a typical person who like slides into authors' DMs that often or anything like that. I'm, I kind of just like stay in my lane, but I've definitely become friendly with a few authors because of, being on their teams and signing up for the arcs and just loving their work and just letting them know I love their work. So, absolutely, but not all of them, some of them it's very much I don't want to say a transactional relationship because that's not what it is either, but we both, or when we communicate, it's very much it's about the book and that book at that time, and there's nothing in between. But then there's some who you connect with outside of whatever they have as a release, and that's been really nice.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of the authors, I think, feel like some of them, not all of them, but they like when you reach out to them and say, you know what, I loved this book, or, when are we going to see more? So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, let's pretend I'm brand new and I want to start ARC reading. Now, you as an influencer, what would you say to someone who was brand new, who wanted to get into ARC reading? Like, what would be the best way to do that?
Absolutely. I will say I do not consider myself an influencer, but I appreciate
We do, right?
But I would say if brand new, trying to get into ARC reading and being part of, I would say join teams. But before that, you need to already establish like a Goodreads page that has reviews. You should start posting reviews for books that you've already read that are already out in the wild. And then just start trying to join any teams that might have openings. There are lots of authors who, they're newer to publishing. They might be the first or second book. And so they're looking for people to join their team. I say join their teams. If they're writing something you like and you read the book and you like it, then the next one you'll most likely get the arc. So that's how I would say start. Mm-hmm. And also there's all sorts of PR companies now that you can sign up for their master list. It doesn't guarantee that you'll get an arc. I still get rejected for arcs today. Like it happens. So you won't get an arc every time you sign up for it, but definitely try. And I would also say if you're newer to it, don't be discouraged if you don't get the arcs for the bigger named authors because they're very limited. But sign up for other ones that sound interesting to you, and you'll likely start getting accepted and getting those.
That's good advice.
Yeah. And then you get overwhelmed.
Yeah, and then you make the mistake and you sign up for everything and you forgot that you signed up for everything and they all book.
Exactly.
And then you're
it's the fear of missing out.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't you say you have like write down every arcs that you sign up for to keep track of them?
Even when I write them, I'll forget that I wrote them down, and then they'll just show up, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that.
It's funny.
Yeah. So we moved on. We're gonna move on a little bit with like social media, I guess. What platforms do you currently use to promote your bookish content?
So I use TikTok, Instagram, and a little bit of Threads from like a social media platform perspective. I don't know if you would count Goodreads because I guess it's technically like if you use it correctly, apparently it's a social media platform. I don't use it. So I just put my reviews there. So,
Yeah.
So I would say those, but really TikTok and Instagram.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because I think they have like a portion of Goodreads where it's a forum, I guess, like where you have groups.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to navigate that.
I definitely am in some of them, and it's just overwhelming, and so I don't do anything with them.
There's too many apps out there to keep track.
I know.
There are.
And then I remember, and I don't know if you all did, when Clapper came out, like everyone was afraid TikTok was going away. I did sign up for that, but that was just like, God, okay, I'm going to say it. I don't care. That's like a low budget version of TikTok. And I was like, well, I'm feeling a little cheap over here.
Yeah, I definitely joined Clapper and posted like maybe one or two things there. And I was just, this is not it. Like, cause it's just like you said, it doesn't have all the features and everything. Yeah. I don't even like in Instagram. Like I like filming in TikTok and posting to Instagram. So I'm very particular when it comes to where I film my things.
Is that what you do? Like if you have like a video on Instagram, you just share it over from TikTok to Instagram?
Yeah. So I just download it before I post it and then I share it. Have the watermark on it.
Okay.
Yeah. You have an option, I think, before, like once you edit it, there's an option where it says save. It will save it on your
camera roll.
Your camera roll without the watermark. And then you can upload it as a reel on Instagram.
How do you like that? I learned something today. Thank you, Eliza. And Marjorie.
My favorite thing to do. And then everybody gets the same content. Sorry. Sometimes there might be a few different people on one versus the other, but
yeah, but sometimes like reels don't show up the same day that you post them. Unlike TikTok, it's like Instagram is weird
for them and like how it's working or not.
Yeah, I prefer TikTok. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think it's going anywhere, but that's just me.
I don't think it is either.
It depends on it probably depends on who wins the election.
Well, just think about it. How many people, how many followers, not to go off the road here, but how many people are they going to lose if you take it away from the US? You might as well take the money and sell majority shares, and you can lose money either way. But
yeah, there's like a new lawsuit that like a couple of like the biggest TikTokers are put together. And I'm not worried about it. I don't think it's going to go away.
Well, I mean, was it last year when they like the Clapper thing when it came out? It was last year saying like TikTok's going to go away, and it's still here. Exactly. So
it's still here.
I'll just have to clean my house instead of watch TikTok. So
that's awful.
Oh gosh, let me get the train back on the track. Sorry, guys. Now, can you remember when you now, not necessarily when you started TikTok, but like when you started posting bookish content? She said, "Yep."
Oh, absolutely. So I made the decision sometime in like September of 2022 that I was going to start posting. Like I was like, I'm gonna put, like, I can do this. I can post. You don't have to, like, at that time, I was very much I didn't want to show my face. And I was like, well, there's plenty of people who don't show their face and do this, and I want to be part of this community. So I posted my first TikTok on like November 3rd, 2022. So it took me like 6 weeks to finally like post that non-face post. But I did it. I also had to figure out how to do it. I had no idea like how to make videos and edit them. So I did a lot of like research prior to that on like the different tools to use to make those like aesthetic type videos.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, so November 3rd, I think 2022. So about a year and a half on TikTok at this point now.
Now, just on average, do you think that your face videos or your more, book, I don't know what to call them. I don't want to say aesthetic because I think we've all kind of tried to pull away from that.
Yeah.
But which videos probably do better for you?
100% when my face is not in it.
Not in it?
Not in it. 100%. If my face is not in it, it does so much better. And if I'm talking, it does even worse.
I find that too for me.
That's
I
funny.
have like a handful of review videos that I'm talking, and obviously you see my face, that have done really well. I think one of them isn't even a review video. It's the like how to like what order to read the Chantal Tessier's Lord series in. That one's like around like 70,000 views now. Like it's still like I posted that last year around when Carnage came out, and it's still like every day there's a couple people who've liked it and comment on it and ask me.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, ask me questions on that particular video. But like most of my talking videos don't do very well at all. So I minimize, like most of my review videos will be like with the book itself and either a slide or with some music behind it or something like that. And then, I'll have the review and the caption.
Okay.
I just realized you said Carnage came out last year. Was it last year?
Yeah. Because wait,
okay.
no. Wait, am I making that up?
Is it
No, I
last
don't think so.
Right? Carnage didn't come out early. Like,
Was it
It
last
was
year?
last year. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just like it's been a long time, I guess, that she's been edging everybody about Madness.
I was gonna say, right? Because Madness should be coming out soon. Like typically it would be, but now you know what? I think Carnage came out in the like fall, right?
I don't know. I mean, I know we arced it together almost the same time.
Yeah. I'm like,
So, yeah.
curious.
I didn't realize it's been that long.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't this time last year. Maybe it was the fall. Carnage. It was the fall. Yeah. November.
November?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's still a long time.
yeah.
So I posted that video sometime in November, and it's still like people are still commenting on it. But then like I could post a video I posted yesterday is down in water. So there you go.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about followers since we're talking about views.
Okay.
So you currently have 16.2 thousand followers on TikTok and then almost 1,700 followers on Instagram. How long did it take you to get to that following?
So, well, I would say 16.2 currently. It took me to now to get to that. I hit 10,000 followers in September of 2023. And then, slowly between September to now, I've gotten to the other 6.2. For Instagram is the Wild West for me. Like up until the last 2 weeks, I haven't organically gotten followers on that app ever. Like everybody that follows me for the most part up until recently has been people that I also follow back, or like authors or other bookstagrammers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've had a few reels that have done decent. And so I've been getting followers and it will tell you follower came from reel. And so that's like, to me, like organic, like people are seeing it and then following me instead of like knowing who I am and following me. So, and I started my bookstagram in December of 2022. So I started my TikTok first and then my bookstagram.
Yeah, I feel like it's harder. I mean, just to get followers on Instagram. I don't know what it is.
It's
It's a,
it's like a black hole. I don't know either.
it's
I
a weird
honestly,
algorithm.
it is. It's a
Yeah.
weird. The only thing I don't have like any real skin in the game here because, like I said, like up until the last couple of weeks, I haven't gotten any organic. But I think it's Reels is how they find you. So
Mm.
you
Oh,
have to
okay.
you have to like. So I've been like trying to pump out Reels a lot more. It doesn't seem like you'll get like followers just off of like the photo posts from what from the little that I've been able to glean on that.
I can
So
agree with that.
I think some people said like if you know like those photos now you can add music to it. I think Instagram
Oh,
will push you out if you have music attached to it.
okay.
yeah, I put music on all of mine.
Which I forget to do because I'm just like now that I can schedule, I should start putting music on it,
I love scheduling. I wish TikTok had scheduling.
right?
Oh,
Like,
you just have to save it in drafts, right?
right,
And then
yeah,
remember to go and do it. Yeah.
pretty
No,
much.
if your account is set up as a business or a content creator account, is that what it is? A content creator account?
Mhm.
You can schedule it. So you can like pick a day and a time, like in the future.
Like for
Or
TikTok
Oh,
or Instagram?
no,
Instagram,
no,
right?
Instagram, yeah.
Mm.
I
oh,
want
no.
to have that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, for TikTok, just saving it in your drafts and then going in and posting it.
They need to get it together with
They
like
do.
TikTok, just so because it would make life easier, especially when I'm batch recording and stuff like that. So,
Mhm. Although I'm so like picky on like what I want to post sometimes that I'd probably change. Like I probably would unschedule them a lot on TikTok because then something like I'll get an arc and I'll have like a really vacation or like it'll be really exciting or something like that, and you just like I'll know that if I post that it will probably do pretty well. So, but sometimes you don't know when you're going to get them, so that's why some of the stuff I post is so random.
Yeah. Hmm. Um, Now, what advice? I think we kind of talked a little bit about this, but I'll ask anyway, just in case there's anything else you can add. What advice would you give to someone who wants to grow their following?
I would say here are the things that I'll actually say like things I probably would have done differently too. Um, well, be authentic. That I wouldn't. That's not something I would do differently. I definitely think I'm authentic, but be authentic. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to just kind of like be silly or like post funny things. If it doesn't hit, if it doesn't do well, it's fine. You can private it, or you could just keep it there. But like, I would say just keep trying. When I was really trying to grow my account, like when like I wanted to get to 10K, I would post 3 times a day, every day,
Oh,
and
okay.
twice on the weekends. Like I would do morning, noon, and night. I think my schedule was like 9 a.m., noon or 1, and then like sometime around like 4 or 5. And I would religiously every single day post. I would have drafts ready for them. I still have like over 100 drafts. Like I don't know, like like drafts last year that will never see the light of day. I don't know why I don't delete them. But I would post a lot. I would schedule it out. It was almost like a second job to me when I was trying to grow my account. And that's why you see these really big accounts. It is a job to them, and they're very specific of the content they're putting out, their production quality, like their editing is fabulous. Like this is a hobby for me. This is something I do for fun, for just myself. So I'll never be one of those like, 100 over thousands of followers. Like I just don't have I don't have the riz, as the kids would say, that would garner that, because like I just don't have the time to do that either. But if you're trying to make this really work, like make sure you got all the different tools, you understand how to use Canva, CapCut, Adobe, what is it? There's another one that Adobe has. There's a few other like picture ones that can like do some like aesthetic stuff. I would just say like go and find out all the different apps that you should download, and just like have a plan. The best laid out like what your content's going to be, what you want to film. If you see something that someone else had already posted that you have an idea of how you could do that, write it down, make some notes. I would say it's really important for content creators, if you do see something that someone else has done, to, give that other content creator credit for it. If it's it does, like if it's similar enough, you should give them credit. I'm not saying like using a sound and showing a book like that, everybody does that, but there's like a very specific like theme of the video and someone else has done it. I would say definitely like credit them. That's the good way to go. And all you have to do is say inspired by and like tag that person, and go from there. I'm trying to think of what else I would just say, like, you have to put in the work. And that's not to say that like, even if you put in the work, it's going to work for you, because the algorithm is a beast of its own. And I will fully admit the reason I've grown is because I've lucked out and had some pretty viral videos, and viral videos are where you get the followers. And I don't care who tells you that's not the truth. It is. That's where they come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like some of my followers come from that pinned post that I have, but that's because it has like more than 30K views. And that's just, and that's like almost a year and a half ago that I had that video. And it's just like people are still engaging or following me from that. So I'm just like, well, just leave it there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can't even begin to tell you how to make a viral video, because every time I've made a viral video, it's been a fluke. Like it's just been something. And then I posted it at the right time for my followers, and my followers did me well, and they were liking it, and they were commenting on it, and they were saving it, and they were sharing it. And so the algorithm kept, pushing it out. And on that topic, I would say also, if you're trying to grow your page, you should really try to foster a group of friends as well that can help boost you. Mm-hmm. But they're not going to be able to like elevate you, because even with their likes and shares, like you need other people to be liking and sharing and commenting and saving your stuff so it keeps moving. Yeah. And it's just part of the draw.
That like what you just said about the commenting and sharing, that just gives me nightmares from we won't say what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. I think Kolleen knows what I'm talking about too.
I don't know.
You do, but we won't say it here. When you tell us offline, you'll know what we're talking about.
It's not a safe place.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But also, another thing that I would encourage people, if you're just starting out, is find a bunch of book talkers that you like the books that they're recommending, you like their style, you like their vibe, follow them and engage with their content, and just be part of that community. And so you'll start making friends, but they'll see your name a lot. They'll see you're engaging with them. The likelihood they'll follow you back is probably pretty good. And you'll pop up in their feed if you're doing that with them. Like it's kind of how it works. Like I've noticed if I have somebody who comments a lot, they'll start popping up in my feed a lot too, even if I don't follow them. And then I'm like, oh, I see their content now, I'm going to follow them back, that sort of thing.
That makes sense.
I think you could skip that one, because I think
I was wondering, I was like, I feel like we asked this question already.
Yeah, we did. So you can go right to mine.
Okay, so Oh, this one is gonna be a fun one. I like this one. I feel like we've talked about this before too, but let's bring up a book talk hot topic, PR packages.
Oh dear.
See? Um, how did you start receiving the packages or like the PR packages?
So my very first PR package came from an author named Darcy Monroe, and she wrote The Hall of Art and Pleasure. And I still, to this day, I think people need to go read that book. It's actually not. It's written in first person, single POV, which isn't like my jam. I'm a very much a dual multi POV girl, but the book itself was really, really good. It's a novella. Anyways, it's a novella, but she had reached out to me and she's like, can I send you my book? And I remember, I think it was March of 2023. And I was really new at Book Talk. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was so excited. And I was like, yes, you can. And then it came and that was the first time I got. And so organically, she found me and she wanted to send me a PR package. And again, this was early on in my book talking career. From there, I think it's just, we going back to like the ARCs, those ARC master lists with those PR companies also will send PR. I think around the summer time of 2023 is when I started getting like PR packages from PR companies.
Okay.
And then other PR packages would come from in that time frame when I was still new to it, would be teams I was on would send the PR packages because I was on their team and I was promoting their book and reading their arcs and that sort of thing. And just kind of grown from there. A lot of times I get PR packages because I've signed up for them. Like I'll see a sign up for it and the book looks interesting, or it's an author that I already know that I love. And so I'll sign up and I'll get it. But I will say I also do not get everything I sign up for. And I actually don't get a lot of PR today from like PR companies. So it's just it's the luck of the draw and like whatever the author and the PR company are looking for. And if your page fits that vibe, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, on average, well, you said you're not really getting very many right now, but for a while there, you were getting a good amount. On average, how many do you think you get in a month? If at all?
I would say like average in a month, let's say like and this can just be like book mail too, like not like a PR package versus PR box, right? I would say average like 3 or 4.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, that
Yeah, no, it is.
It's like one book a week, technically.
Absolutely. And I don't want it to seem like I'm ungrateful for that at all. That's like averaging. Like some months, like I feel like April and May were, I had a lot of PR in April and May. And I also was like sick, so it was hard for me to get to it. So I ended up doing it all kind of at the same time. This month, I think I've only gotten one. I've only gotten one that I believe in. But so that's like the average is like 3 to 4 a month. And that's like recently, I would say that would probably be in the last like 6 to 8 months, my journey. Prior to that, it was maybe one every couple months.
Yeah. I know you got that Siobhan Davis one.
Oh, I know. I was like, when the PA reached out to me, I was just like, wait, what? She wants to send it from Ireland to me? Like, really?
I love her.
Yeah, she's great. And I was really excited about that. I still need to read the second book in that duet because I haven't had a chance
either.
to, because of all the other arcs that I got after that. But the first book was great. Yeah, that was really exciting.
That's Mafia, right?
It is Mafia. You should read it. It's right up your
Yeah.
alley.
Yeah.
And I think you would actually like the FMC because we know
I
how
would
you
like
are.
it. Yeah.
I think you would like the FMC, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's actually my first international one too.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought about like ordering that box because she was selling it too. And then I decided I need to quit
No.
spending money.
Right.
Colleen was like, you need to stop.
It's got to stop.
Yeah.
Gotta take a break. I know.
I don't have any more space. Like literally I put a paper towel down on my floor and then put books in there just so they don't get dirty. And I'm just like, I need to get my stuff together and just read the stuff that I have.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
I
on
know.
a ban right now until Sinners and Stardust because of because of pre-orders. I'm like, I have like a bunch of pre-orders, so I'm just trying to like hold out till after that.
Wait, how many have you ordered for?
Not nearly as many as you, I'm sure.
No. I've only hold on, let's see. I have a list. It's JL Beck,
Yeah, I got hers.
Luna Mason, Leela James.
Yeah.
That's it. And then I think I'm gonna order Lucy Smoke. That's it. So I'm good. I'm doing good.
Down, so I don't know for sure, but JL Beck, Avina St. Graves, KM Morano. Am I saying that right? She wrote Fabric of Our Souls. I ordered a special edition of her next book. Maybe a couple others.
Yeah, and then I'll be bringing my Butcher and Blackbird copy of for Breen Weaver to sign.
I'm gonna have her sign as well.
Yeah,
because I don't think she has any special editions.
No.
So that's the thing. I only want to do special editions or like signing exclusives. For whatever reason, I feel like that's more fun.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I know Nyx has one, but I was just like, well, I already have like the original, and I'm trying not to buy all the editions.
Yes, no, I'm with you. Like I find it very like I love that people have like all the editions of like some books because they love it so much. But I only have so much space on my bookshelf.
Right.
And it's not expanding anytime soon. So it needs to be like one copy of a book.
Right. Well, also I'm like, I'm gonna have my bookstore, so all my favorites are gonna be there, and I'm like, I'm not gonna collect as much. I mean, I did splurge on the Lord series just because I like the covers.
Yeah, I would do anything for anybody who hears this within reason for the signing exclusives of the Lord series.
You need to find another one.
I don't know that I'll ever end up at a signing that Chantel's at. So,
where is she?
She goes to a bunch of them, but I just don't feel like I'll ever get tickets. Like she does Loving Las Vegas and like Wendy in Chicago or something like that. She does a few of them, but
I feel like she does the bigger ones.
Yeah. And I just that maybe she'll come to Sinners and Stardust next year, and that will be when I get it.
Right. Because
did you become an influencer for it next year?
Yes, I did.
See?
I'm really excited.
That's exciting.
I'm her assistant.
Yeah. I love it.
Which is funny. I was like, what am I assisting you with?
So what do you get to do?
Me or Marjorie?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I was like, well, Marjorie as my assistant can film me. I don't know the full like there's like a whole list of things like certain like content that we need to like make, but I don't know specifically what I'll do there. I'm sure we'll learn more about that as we get closer, but there's like so focused on 2024 happening in just a couple months. I'll learn more about that afterwards. So, but yeah, I don't know, but I'm excited about it. So we'll
That's
see.
exciting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like everybody learned a lot from RTD.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
Um,
gosh.
yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah,
RTD really is blew Threads up. Like Threads was not like a bop in place until RTD happened.
right. It's
And
yeah,
everybody's
because
like, to join Threads because everything's happening over there. I was like,
Yeah.
come over. Great.
yeah. Because I think that's where everybody was talking about it. So they
Yeah.
didn't have to like because there was not a lot on TikTok. There was like a couple, but not like
Yeah.
how it was before. If there's any drama, you'll see it on TikTok every day until now it's all on Threads.
Yeah.
I think I don't
I
see
just
a
wait
lot
for
of
you to tell me.
drama. Well, I'm waiting for Eliza to tell me. So it trickles down.
All of a sudden you'll be like, look at this post. What do you think they're talking about?
Like, that's the thing too. It's like, unlike with how it was on TikTok, like the drama, they are direct. On Threads, it's like breadcrumbs, and I'm like, just tell me.
I just want to know what the tea is. I don't want to be part of the tea. I just want to know what's happening.
Right. Yeah. And usually they're so vague until like
Yeah.
the next
then
day.
And then I'm like over it because I'm like, oh well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
RTD was not the stuff for RTD was not vague. It was very direct.
No,
like how
I would be more than happy to tell you exactly how
yeah.
terrible that was.
Wow. That was crazy.
I mean,
It
to the
was.
point that they canceled next year.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah. So besides Sinners and Stardust next year, do you have any other events that you're going to be going to?
Yes, but I can't tell you because
Okay.
it hasn't announced yet.
It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah. One more event that I know of.
Gotcha. I wanted to go to a Polycon, but the tickets are sold out.
Yeah, a Polycon is like this like pipe dream. First of all, you'll never catch me like trying to become an influencer for them because I would not look good. Like I could never make a video being like, please pick me. And that's not to say like for everybody who does it, they're like so awesome and they can like really like make these really great videos, aesthetic videos, or like great talking videos. I just like I'm too self-conscious. I could never do that. So, but yeah, the tickets they sold out in like minutes, like seconds, and I didn't even try because I was like, I don't think it will even happen. And plus, it's just another one, just a little too far away. It's hard to get to places sometimes. I
It's
would
in
really
DC,
like
right?
live in low country at some point. But
Yeah, I think it's just Sinners and Stardust next year. But also it depends on how I like people. So
yeah,
That's the thing.
that's my thing.
I don't like crowds. It stresses me out.
I don't like crowds. I think if you're like really into that sort of stuff, like going to multiple like book conventions is a lot of fun. But if it takes a lot out of you too, like your social battery, and I just don't think that I could do multiple in a year for a variety of reasons. But one, I think it would just take the planning itself of like what you need and what you need to bring and what you're gonna wear and what you need to order and keep that like.
Right.
I don't know that I would be able to keep it straight.
Yeah. All right. So since you're like we're on the topic of influencers and like doing all this stuff kind of more than a hobby, would you ever consider making this as a career or just forever keep it as a hobby?
I'm a big believer in never saying never, but I don't have any plans to monetize or do paid promotions or anything of that nature. So I'll never say I would never do it, because you just never know what
Right.
life bring your way. But there's no plans in any immediate future, or even distant future, to do that, to make it more than a hobby. A hobby that I spend a lot of time doing.
And a lot of money.
Yeah, I know, right?
But like the whole point of it for me was I wanted something that was for myself, that was something I loved doing and could make and meet people who also loved the same thing. And it
Right.
had nothing to do with being a mother, being a wife, being a daughter, being an employee, any of those sort of things. It had nothing to do with any of my other like real normal day-to-day existence. And I wanted something that was solely for me. And I'm really glad I did it, because I feel like it's given me confidence than I had a couple of years ago, just in like, I can do this if I want to. Like, whereas before, like I said, when we started talking about this, it took me two months to post my first non-faced video, because I was so like self-conscious and nervous about it. And now I'm like lip syncing and being weird on, you know? And I've met some amazing people. And I think that's, the good part about being part of this community.
Absolutely.
I would say
Yeah.
hats off to you. You're good at lip syncing. I tried it once, and it was forever on my drafts, and I was like, no, it's never gonna come out of the drafts. Like, no.
What's funny is I started doing the lip syncing because I didn't want to talk, because I don't like the way my voice sounds. So I was like, well, I can do lip syncing. Like that to me seemed easier than just actually talking.
I know. I think from you, I got the voice changer, because I hate my voice, because it's the accent. And I'm just like, so I did the voice changer for a long time. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really give a shit. You don't want to listen, don't listen.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like you're more critical on your own voice than anyone else will be. It's just because, when you hear yourself back, you're like, that's funny, because that's not how I sound in my ears when I'm talking.
I know.
I will still never use the trickster voice. I've gotten comments from people being like, oh, I hate this one. I'm like, well,
I love it.
In your day. Like,
just scroll through it.
I love it. It's like
I think it's funny.
I actually I like those, like when you pop up and like it's not your voice, and I was like, this is funny. Like I will listen to it over and over. But yeah.
My favorite. Every once in a while I'll use that one when I want to do a talking video, because I just think it's the best thing ever.
Agreed.
It's weird, because I was like, like I'll edit. I'm usually the one that editing the podcast, and I feel like my voice is weirder here compared to when I'm doing like my TikTok talking videos. And I mean, that's all I do anyway. And I was just like, that doesn't sound like me. Like I get self-conscious when we're recording the podcast versus when I'm doing TikTok.
Yeah. Well, hats off to you. You have got yourself an amazing platform. I think you come with a very positive attitude, and you're very encouraging. And I have to say, even on like Threads, you're more than helpful. You put your advice out there for people to follow. So the newbies that come in, it's easy for them, or the hope is that it's easy for them. So, I appreciate you taking the time for us today to chat with your besties.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Well,
about all things
we'll have
books.
to have you on again.
Right. Maybe a specific book next time.
Yes, I love it.
Absolutely. Just make sure I liked it.
No, that's what's fun about it. This is unfiltered.
Right.
But I have a hard time talking about books I don't like.
I know.
That's true. I mean, even when I think when I DNF stuff, I don't even record anything about it on TikTok. I'm just like, I'll put it on my Goodreads or Amazon, but I would never talk about it on social media.
I think I did
no.
once. And I didn't say I don't know that I didn't say the name of the book. I was chicken. But I was like, listen,
Mhm.
this is not it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think that like definitely being like, oh, I read a book I didn't like, and that's completely fine. Like, and not saying what it is. I don't know. Like, I get that people like negative book reviews. For me, it's just my anxiety and my people pleasing self can't do it. So if I didn't like a book, I'll be honest, Goodreads. Like Goodreads, if you want to know the dark and dirty, go to Goodreads. You'll
Yep.
see Naft and what I've given lower stars. But if you're seeing it on my page, if I'm telling you should read it, I rated it at least a 3 because I still think 3 is I know there's a big debate. A 3 to me is I enjoyed it. There was probably some things that annoyed me in it, but it was still a good book. You know, I'm a big 4 and 5 star person for the most part. Although last couple of books have been three stars for me. So yeah, I'm in this weird area right now. But that's where I'm very, very honest. Like if it's like a DNF or whatnot, but not that I'm not honest on my page. It's just on my page. It's a 3 and above, and I enjoyed it, and I think other people would enjoy it, and I didn't find any problems with it. That sort of thing.
Like now I'm like, when it's like less than 5, I get nervous. Like the one we talked about it like off screen, but like the one
Busy?
I'm recording. Now I have to edit this out.
That's fine. Yeah, it didn't fucking work.
Okay.
That means I gotta send it back over there.
All right.
It's
Fucking
fucking bullshit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna edit this out.
Leave it in.
No,
Don't tease
because
it.
that's weird. What was that? I should, right? Like it's like random stuff that's not anything.
We gotta collect the bloopers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I have like one that it was overhyped, and I knew it was after reading it. I was debating if I wanted to do a 3 or 4, but I ended up doing 4 because I still liked it. But yeah,
That's a podcast you could do, like overhyped books and like your thoughts on them. Because sometimes the overhyped book I love, but recently or lately I'm just like I don't know.
we talked about that, but I was like, we need another person that's gonna be in it with us.
We need a bigger following, or maybe we don't. Maybe it's better that we not yet, because then we can say what we got to say, and that's that.
Right.
You say one thing.
I think we should do it. I think we
Do
should
it.
do it.
Because
And if Eliza's going to do it, your camera has to be on.
all 3 of us that does not have any poker face are gonna
I
be
know.
doing it.
yeah, I have no poker face, but if I do it with you, I'll be prepared to keep I'll put the camera on.
So we have to like schedule another one.
Yeah.
I mean, I have thoughts because I know some books that are overhyped.
I know what you're going to say.
Because we talked about it. Oh, yeah,
We'll have to plan it.
right. Well, it's gonna be dependent on Eliza's schedule.
Yeah, Tuesday night. I'm good on Tuesday nights through October. So
Oh, okay. Tuesday.
well, I mean, yeah, Tuesday night. Well, Tuesday night's golf night, so I'm just hanging out by myself on Tuesday nights. So
I don't
that
think
works.
I have anything.
But we have to like narrow down what topic we're gonna do.
Yeah.
All right, well, can I finish this?
Oh.
Let me just do the ending and then we can chat.
We can. Okay. Yeah, I have to
You
remember
can just
where
leave
to
it.
edit
She
it.
can just stay there. Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. I want to thank you for meeting with us today. It was a great episode, and I was appreciative of all your insight. Be sure to follow us on our socials and make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on any of our new episodes. If you have any authors you'd like to request, just send us a DM on TikTok or Instagram. Well, that's it. See you next time.
See you next time.